How you doing, guys? Welcome with another video with quick and easy tech about SQL Server integration services. Today we're gonna have a part 9, how to get only the file names and or the file paths of TXT, CSV and Excel files from folders to SQL Server table and SSIS package. So let's say I have all these files. I have 4 of TXT text files. I got 3 Excel files, and I have 4 CSV files. And then I want to load only the file names and extension, or the full path plus the file names and the extension for all of them to SQL Server table. So first we have to have a table using Visual Studio, so SSIS package. So first we have to have a table, since we are not interested in loading the data from the flat file or the Excel file to the database. We are loading only the name. We do not need to load the data. We don't want to need no columns, no rows, just the names only. So what we have to do, we have to go back again to SQL Server table, and then we have to create a new table. So we're gonna have a new table to save the file names or extension. So we're gonna create a new table. We're just gonna call it a file names, let's say an extension, and or let's just call it a file names only. So we're gonna have a data type will be file. Okay, so we're gonna have a column called file name. We're gonna have a varchar for the data type. We're gonna have 100 the length, and that's it. So we're gonna have file name. We're just gonna call it let's say in paths only. Sorry. Okay, so we're gonna create this table. The table, I created the table in my SSIS test database. Let's just refresh it. Go to edit. Go to hold on a second. Okay, so just click on the white pen, edit IntelliSense, and then local refresh local cache. So we should have it here. So it's selected DBO. So we got 3 tables. So I'm interested in the new table, file names and paths right here. Selected. So we have a file name here. So we need to load all these files, only the names, to this table in SSIS test database. So let's go back to Visual Studio, and then we have to create a new package. Right click, create a new package. We're just gonna name it, if you want, part 9. Just call it the file names. Alright, so now every time you want to load the data or file names to SQL Server table, we need to have a data flow task. Drag and drop data flow task to control flow, and then double click on it. Now we have to get, since we have flat files and SQL Excel files, so we need to have, let's say we need to have at least 2 control flows. Why? So we need, since we are selecting all of them, so we're not gonna have a confliction between the data type from the flat file and the Excel files. So we're just gonna have a 1 data flow task, so we don't have to convert the data, because we are not interested in a row, no data, no rows, just the name of the files. So we're just gonna have 1 data flow task, and then double click on it, so and drag and drop flat file source, or you can drag and drop the flat file source. So flat file source, which is gonna give us only the flat file, which is gonna be only the TXT files and the CSV. With the Excel file, we're gonna get the Excel file from the data flow task. So because we're gonna get we want to loop through all the files and get the name from every single one of them. So we're gonna drag and drop for each loop, and from each loop we're gonna have options to get file name from every single file in this folder. So just drag and drop. Let's configure the flat file, double click on it, navigate on the proper folder to the source, and then you can just change the name. I'm not going to change it from now, but just browse and click on one of them. If you select all, this is not going to do anything. Just select on one of them and just choose any file you want. Just choose anyone. Click on, okay, if you are getting confused, let's select all. Okay, just select any of them. Just any one of them. This is not gonna do anything. Not gonna do anything. Okay, just click, choose any file you want, and make sure at the column. Okay, so we are not interested on those data. We got nothing to do. Columns, advanced, previous. We're not even changing the data type. We got nothing to do with the data type. So just click OK. Maps. Everything is fine. Here we go. And then we're not getting no data conversion or destination. So what we have to do here, because if you want to use the destination to insert the data, the rows, we need only the file names, not the data. So back again to control flow. So now we need to loop through all the files here. So what we have to do in this scenario, we have to drag and drop for each loop container. This is gonna help us loop through all the files. Drag and drop data flow task inside the for each loop container. We need to loop through all the files, all the 11 files. Double click on for each loop to configure it, and then click on the collection tab, and then for the expression for the path, you can hard code it. Just copy the path here, the path for the folder, and then you can just paste it. But we do, in the future, if someone moved the files or somebody changed the path, and then every single, if you have multiple packages here, multiple components, you have to if you change the path, you have to change any path that any packages or a component that associated with the file path. You have to change it. So the easiest way, cancel and then create a new variable. We're gonna call it a file path here. File path. So the file path, we're gonna have a data type. We're gonna have string here, and then paste the path inside the value. So we have a variable connection. So a variable. So if you want to change the file path here, doesn't matter where, any destination. If you have any external hard drive or anything, just copy the path wherever you want, wherever you have, and then paste it here, and everything associated with the variable will change automatically. So back again, double click on for each loop, collection, go to the expression. We have to set the directory property, and then select the directory. We want to have a directory on that folder, and point it to the variable. That's the variable that we just created, file path. Click OK, click OK, and then here what we want to do, you want to get the file, you want to get, okay, so let's go here just for, okay, so you want to get the name only, full qualified, or the name extension, the file name plus the extension TXT file or XLSX file, or you want to get the full qualified, meaning you want to get the file path plus the file name plus the extension, or you want to get the name only, just the name of the file, no extension. So let's just choose name and extension. You want to pull everything in this file, everything in this folder, or you want to get only the TXT, Excel file, or CSV. Let's just we're gonna say everything. We need to get everything here. asterisk, just leave it. And then we have to save the extension on some kind of variable. Click on variable mappings, and then we have to create a new variable. We're gonna call it a file name. You can call it a file name and extension. So the value type, which is data path type, is going to be string. Click OK. Click OK. Now, if you run the package, what's going to happen? So the package is just gonna keep looping through only one file 11 times, because we have 11 files here. So the package is going to keep looping. It's going to give us customers 11 times. We don't want to do that. We need to loop through 1, 2, 3, 4. Just one at a time. So go back to Visual Studio, and then flat file connection. Right click on flat file connection, set the properties, go to the expression, double click the expression property. We have to get the connection string, build the expression. So we need to have here a full file path. Full file path, that means file path plus the file name. File path plus the file name here. So job file path plus double quote / double quote plus job the file name here. Since we don't have a file name yet, click OK. Click OK. Now we can run the package. Let's just go back again, make sure we don't have nothing. So the table is file name is empty. Go back again to Visual Studio, run the package. This is not going to do anything because we are only, so the package hasn't run this successfully, but we did not enter the data did not come inside the file name. Why? Because we have to get the data, we have to get the file name, we have to insert the file name from the folder to the SQL server. So how we're going to do that? Just stop the package. We're going to get the execute SQL task, drag and drop it in a for each loop, and then connect it. Now double click on execute SQL task. So for the destination, for the connection, we have only DB destination. That's only DB destination and a SQL server. And for the connection, we have the connection. The connection is going to be we have a test SSIS test database. So that's my database here, and that's my table. See that's my table inside SSIS database. So we have to point to that. So on the connection section, click the drop down and then create a new connection. I have a new connection, just delete it. We're just gonna have a create a new one. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna create a new one. And the server name, you have to get the server name. So easy. Go back to SQL Server, and then click on connection database engine and copy the server name. Or there is another option, you can select the server name and get the server name from the script task. So click on, that's the server name. You can click copy it, and then back to Visual Studio, paste it, and then we're going to select the proper database. We are going to our data will go to SSIS test, the name. So select the proper database, SSIS test connection succeeded. Click OK. Click OK. OK. And now what we have to do now, the SQL source type is not going to be the file connection, or the variable is going to be direct input. We're going to have a select. We're going to have an insert statement in this section here. So how we're going to do that? Go back again to SQL Server, and then we're going to insert data. We want to insert the file name and extension inside this table. How we're going to do that? You're going to go insert into. We're gonna have a DBO, the name of the table. That's our table we just created. File name. What do you wanna insert? We wanna insert only the file name. See that we have only one column so far. Close parentheses, and then we're gonna get the value. We're gonna set the value. So the value will be, we're not inserting no data. We're gonna have a question mark. Close parentheses. Why? I'm going to show you. So the question, we're gonna map this question mark to file name. Just copy this, the entire insert statement, and then go back again, SQL statement, just paste it. We want to point, like for example, if you have a multiple columns here, let's say you have another, like let's say daytime or anything, and then you want to insert the daytime or address or anything, addresses, you need to have another comma, another question mark. So the first question mark will point to the file name. The second question mark, so the first question mark will be 0, point to the file name. The second question mark will be 1, point to the value, and then so on. If you have the third column, and then the third question mark will be number 3, point to the third column. Since we have only one column, sorry, so we need to only get the file name only. So go back again, we can just remove this, you got nothing to do. So back to Visual Studio, so we need to have only the file name, and then click on it. We need to map it. We need to map the file name comes from the for each loop that's gonna loop through every single file to this question mark to get inserted inside the file name. How are we gonna do that? You have here something called parameter mappings. Click on it, and then we have to create a new parameter. Click add, and then we're gonna choose the file name. So the file name, go all the way down, user file name. That file name comes from the for each loop container. It's gonna put the file name, and then we're gonna insert it inside we can set it inside the SQL table. As for the data type, we can just have varchar. And for the parameter name, I don't know why they call it a parameter name in Microsoft developer. They call it, because we're not naming. We're just gonna have like numbers. We are pointing. We're gonna have a 0. Why 0? Because we have only one column. 0 start with 0. If you have multiple columns, the second one will be 2, 3, and so on. And then if you have multiple parameter, you're gonna have it by sequence. You can have 0, 1, 2. Every number is gonna point to the right variable name. So parameter name, you got 0, start with 0, click OK. Now let's go back to the table, and then we don't have, the table is empty. Go back again, and then click on execute the package. So the package has been successfully executed. Stop the package. Go back again to the SQL Server, execute it. See that? We have 11 rows. That's just that we have 11 files. So you have the customers 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a TXT file. We have, and then we have 3 Excel files, Europe, USA, and Asia, and then we have the four CSV files, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you want to add the file extension, the file path plus the file name plus the extension like this, you want to add all this. What you have to do again, let's just truncate the table, create the table, clean the table. So let's just go back again here, just drag it up, copy. So we're just gonna truncate the table now, so we don't have data inside the table. Is empty. Back again. So what do you have to do here? Double click on for each container, for each loop container. You have to, okay, so back again to the collection. You want to get the full qualifier. It's going to be the file name plus the extension, the file path plus the file name plus the extension. Just change it, and then after you changed it, you have to go to the variable mapping. We have to create, you can just remove the file name. You can just remove the file name, but let's say what's going to happen. Let's just create a new variable. Let's say we're going to have, this is like a new variable. It's going to be file, we're going to call it the file full path. This is file full path. This is not file name, file full path. Click OK, file full path. Click OK, and then we have to go back again to the flat file connection. Right click on flat file connection properties, and then in the expression we have the connection string. We just have to edit the connection string. We're just gonna remove the file name plus the extension. We're gonna have a full file path we just created. click OK, click OK. We're gonna have another problem. Why? We're gonna have another error. Why? Because of the data type of the file name. I have the file name data type, I mean the length, I have it on hundreds, and I have more than 100 character. Let me show you what's gonna happen. Execute the package. Oh, so that's good. So we don't have no problems. Alright, so I thought we're gonna have problem. Also, you have the progress, everything is good. Right here, stop the package. Oh. Back again, and then select the table and see what's gonna happen. See that we don't have tables, so the table has been truncated. Why? Because of the length. We set it on 100. Let me show you what's gonna happen here. Why we don't have names? You remember we changed. You remember we create a new variable file full path, and then we change the name for the expression from the file full path plus the file name plus the file name. So now we forgot to change the file full path to the execute SQL task. Remember? So what we have to do here, just modify it from file name. We're not interested to the file name anymore. We are interested to the file full path. Click OK. So just execute the package here. We're gonna have a problem with the length. See that? See that? We have a problem now. We have error. So let's just click on the progress. Look what's gonna look what it says here. So just wanna click here. Okay. So right here, if you can see, you see that? The insert query for the file name and path failed with the following error. The statement has been terminated. Why has been terminated? There is some reason here. Okay, see that? The maximum number error counter reached. So the maximum, you got 2. Could not go to the global. Okay, so we have, you see that? We have 6. ID, nothing to do. So we have so far, okay, you see that? So we have because of the length of the file. What are you gonna do here? Let's go back to SQL server, and then back to the table. See that? The variable, the character, the variable, the string, we have it 100 length. Anything above 100 length, like we have 101, 104, will be terminated. The entire statement, the entire thing will be terminated. So what we have to do here, go back again. We need to get the length. Let's see how long is this? How long is the file path plus the file name? Let's say I have a file path here. That's the file path, the full file path. Plus I want to add the file name and extension. Copy and paste the extension. Back again, we're gonna do a backslash here, an extension. So here we have a file path plus the extension plus the file name plus the extension. We just need to know how many characters do we have here. Copy the whole thing, and then back here we're gonna get the select, the len, which is gonna be the length. Or when was single quote, paste it, and then single quote, close parenthesis. See that? We need to get the length. That's the file name, that's the file path, and the file name and extension. We need to see what is the length here. See that? We have 109, and in the table we have 100 only. We have extra 9 characters, so that's why the statement has been terminated. So what you have to do in this situation, you can just right click and you can modify it. You can modify it, but the system will not gonna let you. You have to go to the connection, but I'm gonna show you the easiest way. Like you want to change the data type to, let's say, 200. 200 will be enough. All right, let's see that. You want to save it. You see that? You have to drop the table and then create again. But you can do to the connection to avoid it. But let me show you the easiest way. What you're going to do here, you can alter the table or when you create the table, just set the length to 200. But since we already have the table, we're gonna truncate. It. We're gonna modify it. Alter table. We're gonna have the table name as the table name, and then we're gonna alter I'm gonna alter the column. We're gonna have the name of the column. What is the name of the column? That's the name of the column of file name, or you can just copy the file name from here. That's the file. That's the column. That's the column name. And then we want to alter the table, which is modified, and then set the variable again. Okay, let's say variable. Varchar. We're gonna have it at 200 this time, not 100. Alter the table. See that the table has been altered, and then back again. Let's just refresh it and see. Refresh. Now we have the table length going to be 200. So now we should not have no problem again. Back again, and then stop the package, and then let's rerun the package again. You see that the package has been executed. Back again to the table, selected. See that we have the file path plus the file name. We have every single file names in this table. We have 11, which is 11 columns. File path plus the file name. So far we're done, but if you want extra, you can add the script task. And we're done so far. So let's just truncate it. If you want to see the file name in the script task, use the script task here, and then what I do is just connect it, and then double click on the script task. If you know how you code in Visual Basic, I'm just going to use a C#, and then I'm going to read only variable, and we're going to choose the variable name. So what do you want to know? Do you want to get the file name, the extension, the file name, or no? I want to see the full file path. I want to see the file path plus the file name and extension. I don't want to see all the file name and path. So file full path, click OK, and make sure to save it, to memorize it, the file path, the name. Click on edit script, and then you have to type your code here. We're gonna have a message box dot show message box, why is that show. We're gonna have an open parentheses, and then we're gonna have DTS dot variables. We're gonna have an open square bracket, and then we're gonna have a double quote, and then we're gonna paste the variable name here, and then we're gonna have a double quote, close square bracket, and then dot value to string. And then we're gonna have open parentheses, close parentheses, another close parenthesis, and semicolon. So we're all done here. Let's just build it. Build succeeded, save it, and then close it. Click OK. Back again, we'll make sure we don't have the table is empty. Go back again and run it. Okay, see that's the first file. Customer 1, customer 2, TXT file, customer 3, 4. Now you have the Excel file 1, Europe, USA. We have employee. This is the CSV file, and then that's the last one, Asia. We're all done here. Go back into Visual Studio, execute the package. We have the file path plus the file name. Thank you very much, guys, and have a nice day.